Hope everybody had a uh, hope everybody had a great holiday season. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now that we are in the 2022, the first thing I want to talk about is COVID. We have some, and on this is being recorded. I wanted to get out. I wanted to communicate with one of the coaches because I was going to share with the contents of a couple of emails that I received this week. Okay. First of all, guys, COVID is real. When I say that, uh, I don't keep up with or don't ask anything else about vaccinations, boosted, any other type things. Right? You're independent contractors, not your employer, you're not an employee. So we don't do that. All right. Now, COVID, you notice I sent out early in the week that 25 of the 70 NBA referees for the National Basketball Association are in the protocols for some reason. Either they have COVID or they're in quarantine. All right. So in saying that, now what happens is when we go out there, it's optional at all times for you, the referee, to wear a mask, as well as it's the students. I mean, the student athletes, it's supposed to be mandatory for the people on the bench and the fans. We don't get involved with that. Some schools had the last one had a mandate. One time when we started the season, Polk County and Moore County had mandates where everyone had to wear a mask. No, they lifted the one in Moore County. So if you actively participate, all right. Now, what we had something that troubles me that happened during the Robertson County shootouts. At one of the games, we had the championship game was on that Saturday night, during that Saturday championship day on the 18th. One of our officials, I was informed on Monday, tested positive for COVID. In saying that, it can happen. And the official notified me. I notified both county ADs, both school ADs, and the crew, to include the other crew that was in there. That's what we have, a moral obligation to do that. Okay. And I didn't know, what I didn't know is what the actions they took. I know what they should have said. But I spoke to one of the coaches this week, and about an unrelated matter, but he had sent me an email, and there was some back and forth because the email went to, he actually sent it not from his school email address, from a Hotmail personal email. So therefore, it got lost in my spam. Once I found it and read it, and I'm just going to say, I'm going to just read this part of it. I just wanted to reach out to you in hopes that this doesn't happen again to me or any other coaches. As you are aware, I was missing over half my team and about 98% of my scoring due to an official testing positive and my guys having to quarantine for 14 days. Let me tell you something, guys. I didn't take account of that. It went on to say some other things that because he was in a tournament and he had moved some JV guys. Guys, it's not our fault. I mean, and that was just part of what I had. Also, this week on Thursday, I got an email from another athletic director. That was coach, the athletic director, that emailed me at 11:08 on Thursday, and basically said, due to COVID exposure during he had his game, his team got to postpone their games against. He emailed me to tell me there was an exposure, and he's going to have to cancel his games Friday. At no time that he was asking about telling me anything other than cancel the game. So I called him to ask him what happened. He played Tuesday, and on Wednesday, one of the players tested positive. So he did. They didn't tell me Tuesday night. Well, of course they didn't. They didn't tell me Wednesday. Thursday, I got to send an email. So when I tried to call him, 11:08, by the time I got in contact with him, probably took about 15, 20 minutes. And we get into a discussion. The player was not his player that tested positive for COVID. It was the other team. So the two ADs contacted one another. So when I called the other AD, it was I'm sorry. But here's what happens. Those three officials, it was the starting guard that team on that Tuesday night. Okay. He tested on Wednesday. And so we have to play this 20 questions of, okay, was he displaying symptoms, or he or she, why did they go? Short of it was, well, he was out during the holidays, one of his relatives or something, friends came up positive, that's why he did it. Wouldn't have any symptoms. So that was a problem. And tonight at 6:28, that's why I was kind of late on this call, I just got an email again about some COVID. Basically saying the games that this coach, they played Friday night, and he wants to cancel his games for Tuesday due to COVID outbreak at their school, at the other two. I'll let you know about the makeup dates. Then it says also let the officials from Friday's game know that we had a DV girl player test positive yesterday morning. I got this at 6:28 tonight. Okay, but again, with COVID, I mean, I'm going to send an email out after this call, all right, tonight, about just the protocols of what we got to use. Officials are just as susceptible to get COVID as anyone else. It says, hey, I don't know who's been vaccinated, who's not. All right. So if you've been in certain protocols, if you've been vaccinated and boosted, hey, what's the quarantine time? Hey, the CDC says, 15 minutes of close proximity and all those different things. I went through it with some of these ADs. It bothers me that I'm not getting notified, because those three officials that worked that Tuesday night game and the kid tested positive that Wednesday, I had to call those officials at work. One of those officials went and visited their parent at a nursing home on Wednesday. I mean, we have jobs, you have kids, people at home with pre-existing conditions, a lot of things that I'm not aware of. It's just a very troubling week for me. But just this first call I got probably Monday, New Year, somebody official that was positive. A couple of officials got COVID this week. When you tested, we had basketball games yesterday at Fairfield Academy. Two officials got sick after Friday night that morning and did the right thing. They called, look, they're not taking tests. I haven't got the results. This thing is going to change on a daily, hourly basis. You get sick, hey, don't deck others. One person has, in the time I've been the supervisor, you've asked to come off a game, and I've not accommodated. Now I'm gonna ask you, look, hey, I really need you to do that. No, I don't. I mean, do I want you? I want you to work the game. That's why I signed it to you. Something's come up, regardless what it is. A couple of people, one got injured the other day, went to the doctor, had to move him off the game. But COVID, have respect, not only for your fellow crew members, but for your family and everybody else. This basketball, I would just share with you last week, a wrestling tri-meet, 3 teams met at one school, 3 teams to have a meet. I think it started at 6. The wrestling has one official. The one official en route to the match, they notified him probably about 5 before he got there that he had tested positive. He did not go to the match. Those 3 schools, they could not find another referee, another person to work. That's just that's life with COVID. Very unfortunate. But again, I can't stress enough. Now, it is some honor in what we do. So I would just tell you, if I notify you, if I call you, and if I will try not to leave a message, especially if that's the case. When it's been 2 days, that was very bothersome for me. Just like right now, Friday, they played the game on Friday, but this email I just got at 6:28 says the official know from Friday's game know that we have a JV girl test positive yesterday morning. That was this morning. That's one thing. Yesterday, so I know the only thing generate this because they called for me to cancel that game, and that's something I got to work through. They're just, hey, I got to do better. They got to do better for us. I got to make sure they understand. That's what I'm not going to do. I talked to one of the schools that made those comments. I talked to their principal and some other things. My thing is that, hey, I'm going to send you to a game, but to a school, if that's the kind of, relationship or respect I want to have. I expect more. Like I say, as soon as I found out that Monday morning, I called both ADs. I contacted the county ADs to make sure they're aware. It's very unfortunate. And they did the right things by whatever measures they got, put me on quarantine. But trust me, the coach was saying, hey, we caused them to do that. Trust me, I don't think they played a game without us. And I was kind of disappointed in that part of it. But again, so if you have symptoms, if you get tested, hey, I don't care what it is. On the way there, it doesn't matter. It's not worth it. Okay, I mean, I hope I make myself perfectly clear on that. If you have COVID, hey, text, hey, just let me know. And like I say, I don't want you out there. I mean, and they had some meetings, different school systems. Oh, in Columbus County, they have the board meeting, I think, tomorrow. Columbus County had one. Harnett County had one. Some of it has to do with some of the modifications is with the spectators. Only go to 50%. But if you look in the stands, if you come in, leaving for halftime, thing like that, it's not a whole lot of people policing enforcing those rules. So again, I would err you to err on the side of caution and just protect yourself. All right. Most of I will ask tonight, when I send that email, that they put last year with the sanitizer on the table. They did that. We did it on the timeouts, changed the basketballs, even in the NBA, the ball goes in the stands, you go get another one, just wipe it down. Again, this is, if this officiating is an application, okay? It's an application. You shouldn't have to go home and like I say, don't know who's been vaccinated, who's not. Hey, but protect yourself and also protect your team members. Again, something else, I mean, I just hope this is the bottom out. We don't have a system where we have one official. We have a 2-person, 3-person. Earlier this week, we had a game that was officiated by one official entire first half. We know what the rules are. If you're going to be late to your pregame, you call your partner. If the referee is there, you call them. If you're going to be late to the game, you call me. But it's kind of difficult to do when the game starts at 4:30 and I get a phone call at 4:24 that there's no official. At 4:28, there's one official. And the AD was not present at the game. So I was trying to say, which one is it? So I had a fairly new official with experienced official. But then at 4:31, so I was en route. When I got there, I had this conversation with the principal and I had to talk with the individuals. Now, suppose we had somebody working, we had a JV crew, and then we had a varsity crew. Now, since I've been in association, many of you been there a lot longer than I have. We've never not waited. We will wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever the case may be. Bus is late, this is late, coach is doing this. Now, if they can't wait, that's why I say, one person authorized it, give you to say you can start a game with one person. I'm not going to put you in that position. They can't wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Hey, go be it. It's not worth the liability or anything else that something happens in that game. Then, because when I got there, when I spoke to the principal, his words were, look, he didn't tell them to start. Okay, we got it. I know they want to maintain on time and everything else, but why would if we started? There's no upside to that. So we're not going to start the game. They don't have to like it. I mean, but we wait for them all the time. But it's not worth it to start that game with one person, all right? And it ended up being that individual didn't show up at all. So you start the game waiting on them, but we had a varsity crew coming. We had some more people coming. But we had one of the varsity guys that worked 2 games, but he also worked the game. So again, I hope you have no questions on that. Don't start. Get me on the phone, like the AD, the principal, whoever got to talk to, they can say what they, but we're not going to start with one person. And I need to find out where the other person is. It's not worth it. We wait too many times. I mean, I have been on just on before to do that. The tournaments. The tournaments we had over the 2021 holiday season turned out very well. I mean, when I say that, we had 7 tournaments at 7 different locations, some 2 days, some 3 days. We had on one day, the 18th of December, we had 6 2 at UNCP and 4 at Fayetteville State University. A lot of basketball being played, a lot of good basketball, a lot of good officiating. We have the MLK tournaments this weekend. We have at 3 locations. Terry Sanford is going to have 6 girls game on Saturday. That's all public school versus private schools. Okay, and if you look at that, when you look at the master calendar, it has, I guess the acronym is like 2 games tournament, but you look at the NC Prep Sports if you want to see exactly what the matchup's going to be, but it's all private school versus public school. That's on the 15th. On the 17th of January, again, we go back to Terry Sanford, and they're going to have 7 games, same format, public versus private. And additionally, at Sandhills Community College, it's going to be 2 games. Those 2 games will be held there, but they are high school teams: Pinecrest, Apex, Friendship, Oak, and one other. They're going to have games there, and then Red Springs is going to host 4 games over there. And the games on Saturday, the 15th, start at 11 a.m. The games on the 17th at Terry Sanford starts at 9 a.m. When they arrive, I mean, it tips off at 9 a.m. And the ones at Red Springs will start at 12 at noon. And the ones over at Sandhills Community College will start at 1.
Right. Earl, this is Anthony. Earl.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Just FYI, that Martin Luther King at Red Springs High School, I think originally they were doing it on Monday, but now they're putting it on Saturday.
Okay, that's good. See, and saying that now, guys, that's why, you know, we're putting the schedules out. I just got that. When things like that happen, thanks, Anthony, for bringing that up. What happens when that had I signed that already for the 5th or the 17th? They changed their date. It's like Anthony just said that he's on the game that I just had at West Columbus went on Tuesday or Wednesday. He just changed, and one of these emails I have here, the date that I received at 6:33. I just got something 6:33. West Columbus had no bleachers. They had, and the other team had COVID. They just changed that game to February the 3rd. Had you had a game on the 17th at Red Springs, and they move it to that Saturday, if you had something, you come off that game. That's why I say I can I can finish and take the game schedule all the way out. What happens is you can have a run of luck where you get 2 or 3, 4 games canceled and you're at home. And it messes up sometimes what I have. I don't like what I like try to do if you lose a game, especially on that day, cancel. Something else comes available, somebody comes off a game, I try to replace you, make sure you get that game. Because I feel like when I work, I've made accommodations to get off at 4 o'clock and do a game. But what happens is, I'll tell you example like on Friday. I think Davenport was on a game and his game got canceled. Someone came up, a couple people came out Friday, got COVID. I was going to replace him put him on that game. However, the system tells me, hey, I was going to put him at Cape Fear, and they said, hey, he had a Cape Fear game yesterday. You want to go back to back. There's a lot of factors go in when you're doing this here. Well, I'll say I try to go week to week because when they're making so many changes right now, a lot of times when over this past week, they had where they would play JV boys, JV girls. They'll change the site or the location. They would change the number of games because some of those games we don't know, and they're trash outside our area. We don't know whether they have girls JV or not. And I don't want to send someone a long distance just to do one game. Sometimes that happens. Okay, a lot of changes. But I'm glad, Anthony, you said that off text. Because the coach, the AD, Mr. Patterson, texted me today about that. So again, but if you have a tournament game, I mean, we're going to treat it like a tournament game. We're going to use it. Tournament fees in there. I'm going to put that on there. And it's up to the schools. I would like to have separate crew for every game, but it's up to them sometimes, because they're paying. We'll have few games, and just like we did in tournament, we would just work both games. But for the most part, the only area that's working both boys and girls. It's girls on 15th at Terry Sanford, boys on the 17th. 2 games at Sanders Community College, both for boys games. Other places, Red Springs, they was having a girls game first. So again, with that, yes, when I say check the arbiter before you leave. I mean, we had times we're going to get just straight between the ADs and myself. You leave, I will get that straight. And they don't on that pay period before it's over. I mean, those at work. We had 2 on Thursday. After all those things that happened on Thursday with the COVID, and I know I made a mistake, didn't do this. I was very frustrated when people don't call you and give you the same respect you give them. And I don't have a problem somebody saying that referees calls this for you not to let me know, knowing when I call one of the officials and he said he had visited his parents in a nursing home that day, would have been nice to know beforehand. Of course it would. I mean, that's just common courtesy. So like I say, I don't want to overreact, but I will be meeting with the county ADs. We got Sampson, and we have Robeson County, Cumberland County, also those private schools. 2 of these emails I have on private school. It just seemed to think like, okay, no big deal. And like I say, the other school never notified me. He had the one that was positive. But again, when we go to tournaments, especially for the tournament championships, normally have our coat tie for the Martin Luther King tournament. It's business casual. All those games, this is just one day. It's not it's a one-day tournament. Whatever it is, one-day tournament. If those individuals, those schools are doing anything in particular, I will put in the notes. Look at the game, just click on the little thing with notes. It'll tell you in there. It'll also tell you which teams are playing. Because sometimes when they list both, you don't see that, or if it might have the first 2 teams that playing. Look in the notes and they'll tell you what the matchup's going to be. All right, so I'm going to publish that. I already got the 14th. I'm a 14th, probably tonight. I would say I'll give time when we get off the call. I'll put that in, and then I'll do, because I kind of look at that, who's going to work on the 15th. Now, to see if that changes Red Springs, because we want to see somebody back to back. I'm going to put that out tonight. I do the 15th to 17th, probably do that whole week. Now, to 21st, I think right now, if you look at the 21st of January, we're on, there will be 115 officials that are required to work right now. We have no COVID or anything like that. Probably won't happen at this. I put that out and you can see the number of games. It's a JV game for the most part. JV has two, several JVs use 3 persons. And you can just kind of do the math. But every varsity game, we got varsity girls, varsity boys, there's 3 people. We have 17 games on that I just had to field, 18, 20, varsity officials. So again, I trust that you look at the schedule and you can kind of know when you work. You can kind of know demands are going to be high on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and on Fridays. Tuesdays and Fridays, especially for the varsity. I've gotten several emails that I've had to address, and I say that if you have your travel limits and your time, if you get off, you can't get off to 4:30, 4:45, you get off to 5 o'clock. Some of your schedules, the only game you can do the 6 o'clock game. It's the only game you can do. Then, we did have a 6 o'clock JV start in Columbus County. We have JV games to start. Some of you limit yourself into where you can do because you put a 50-mile radius. And the arbiter would determines, it would notify me, I'm signing games. If you don't even show them as being available. Not at 5, not at 5:15. I know a lot of private schools in Fayetteville, in Cumberland County, they play their varsity 5:30, 5:15, 5 o'clock. So, and I looked at a couple of individuals who had questions. I looked at the game count, why your game count so low, and go back and see that you have limited yourself by putting parameters in there that you can't go so far, you can't go here. And not only you don't hurt yourself, you also hurt the team. I mean, again, I just ask that you look at that on the travel, right? But that's your choice. I mean, you have your primary job. Again, I had those professional development sessions for a reason. But everybody has their individual goals, and I plan to do that. I don't probably start during the season. But I will say for this, starting this weekend, coming up, I'm going to reach out to 5 or 6 people that I want to observe, and we're going to start observing individuals. I will publish the top 30 officials I have. You will know who you are, right? I'm going to ring everybody. But again, I've already rumbled about 8 championship. Who's not going to go and who's going to have some questions? You can question me at any time where you are. My job here is to get you on the court. I think some people have that somewhat. When I sign you a game, I won't sign your game. I would like for everyone on this call in this register for basketball to work at least twice a week. Some of you would like to work every day. Some of you only want to work 2. But I would like because the only way you're going to get better is if you put more plays. Okay, do those things. So next time we talk, it probably won't be because of the King holiday and everything else. It might be the week after that. We're going to talk about the postseason. All right. You know what the administrative requirements are. You know whether you've met them or not. So again, we'll go over that, and also we'll go over because what kind of troubles me sometimes when someone says they're better than someone else. Well, I don't know. A lot of times when you're talking to your buddies and your fellow officials, they say, well, I had one person in one of my professional development sessions say, he told me, Errol, he said, I'm 10 times better than, so-and-so. And I'm like, 10 times, okay. He was 10 times better, all these other officials. However, during 2 previous supervisors, they never worked a varsity game. For those that have been around, never did a varsity game while Kellum Phillips was the honor. Never did a varsity game while Brad Allen was the. In my first year, he didn't get a varsity game. He left me to another. But he's 10 times better. So I can't, I don't know how you quantify that. Because again, you may do some things better than someone else. Again, remember, no, everything we do on the court is about a team. I say on the team, and when I go there, when your observers go there, we watch the whole game. So it's not about, hey, some things you can be out of eye test. Okay, we know how you look in your uniform. We know how you do this, know how you do this. And the last 2 minutes when the game is tight, and I will ask, some of your officials have been very cooperative, some unsolicited. You work with someone that does a great job, you share it. And I appreciate that. There are some officials that are new to the team. They're not new to the game. They're not new to basketball, but they're just new to our team. And they are really helping us out. I mean, saw 2 of them on Saturday, just yesterday. Derek Canty, we met Jason Ennis, Rodney Bolden, we got Gene Joyner. A lot of people that's come to our association this year, and they've So again, but I'm going to look and see who to talk. If you're not, and if you want to, before you start talking about postseason and other things, hey, just if you have a question, you need to talk to me. All right. We don't want nobody thinking of one thing, because I haven't talked to anybody about it. This is too early in the season. We're trying to get to where, trust me, now I'm trying to maintain people on the court. Just stay on the court. The things that some of you all have some plays that happen, or another thing is that if you forget something at a school, all the time you can call the school, anything else, hey, worked out real well today, had an official left something, hey, he text me, everything, that way he's already got it back. Come Friday night, now, I think somebody during the holiday period, we're going in and out, stuff like that, we don't social distance, we don't want to hang around. So what we do, gentleman left his jacket. If you pick up something that, instead of everybody calling and see who's on that game and everything else, I have everybody's name. Just, you have someone else's jacket, just let me know, because trust me, they should be calling me. This is, I'm in charge of the lost and found. Come down to that. Don't want to be, but I am. All right. Again, we have someone out there, we call to school. In fact, one of the ADs called and asked me, hey, had the gentleman, did we find his jacket? Because they remember it being there, someone picked it up. A lot of times you pick up something and you leave it, somebody else pick up something, and that's what happened. So again, if you have a jacket that's not yours, hey, just shoot me a text, email, phone call, man. It's tough on the phone. Like I say, every day between 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, when all the games start, that's hectic. Every single day, but all day. I know what tomorrow's going to be. It's already got started today. If you see reading them emails, I'm going to make some changes for hopefully not that minute tomorrow. I try to stay a day ahead. A lot of times, some schools are better than others. But again, if you leave something at school or something, and even if that night, let me know, and I'll make sure they go security, because you leave, the coaches go back in their office, they got kids going in and stuff like that. Any incident? You had a question?
Just a quick announcement. If anybody's sitting around, it just started raining down here, and you might want to close your windows. I just had my sunroof open and I wasn't paying attention. So close your windows if you are sitting around in the rain.
All right, now tell us where you are. We don't know what area.
I'm sorry, I'm down in the Hamlet area. So if you're down in that area, it just started raining.
All right. That's Rodney Boulder. He's the one I actually got, talked to him on. He's been on some of the calls and stuff like that. So anybody else got anything, any questions before we talk? So as we get into plays, and things I've seen, some things you've seen, we'll go into that. It is 7:39 right now. Anybody, any questions? Any comments? All right. One thing. Now, if something happens in your game that you think I should know, I mean, if you have, just like we talked about before, if it's because like a conflict, if it's something that you think I would rather you shoot it. I mean, and preferably before you leave the school. I mean, nothing disarms someone with a complaint when they call and I'm already aware of. I mean, DQ and ejection, we know those things they should be automatic. But something, it may not be controversial to you, but you can kind of know when you leave the court, is it controversial? Some of you have called and said, hey, the coach, someone will call my name. Hey, I'm going to tell so-and-so. If that happens during the game, my expectation is during the 32 minutes, that ball is live, that ball is, game is going on. The expectation is that hey, is the coach to get a warning. He's already had a warning. He receives a technical foul. Why is he? They can always call. They don't have to tell you that. They're not. I tell them they're not going to intimidate my officials. The officials. They're not going to. They can always call. They don't have to tell you that. But the coaches don't have my number. The AD, because again, I got notified on the other night that the JV coach that was DQ, he got sent from the game. In fact, he received a warning, first technical and second technical during the same dead ball period. That kind of stuff is totally unacceptable. Not because we did what we had to do, but again, this is a JV coach. I called the AD right then. Asked him, was he aware? He said, no, he went in. I said, I'll be there tomorrow to speak to you and or with your principal. That is unacceptable conduct. If a coach, they get disqualified, ejected twice during the same sports season, they're done for that year. That's not what our job. We're not there to throw people out the game. That's not our purpose, right? We're not there to keep them in the game. We're going to give them what they earn. We want them to coach their team. They don't have to coach us. They don't have to agree with what we're doing. They don't have to agree with how we're doing. But again, that's totally unacceptable. When we have to remove fans, I get involved with that because I don't want this official to come on Tuesday night, got to deal with that. Then Friday night, we're doing the same thing. Okay, so we have split conferences, and some of these conferences, we only have 2 schools in. Might have 3 schools. Well, a lot of this conduct is opposing team, they allow. You know, we've heard all the time, many times from our supervisor official, Mark Roberts, what you permit, you promote. And not going to tolerate that. They're going to help because we got 50% fans now. But it's still, they got student sections and everything else in there. But the bad behavior is bad behavior. Unsporting conduct is unsporting conduct. So we're going to deal with that. But hey, you call me, that does initially, I want, because a lot of times while you're on your way home and everything else, people might call. But again, I know it works because every time, sometimes I'm the aggressor. I'm the one that generates the phone call because I tell them tonight, and they were like, hey, the game just ended. How'd you find out? I talked to my officials. Oh, because I don't appreciate your coach saying what he's going to do. Don't use my name like that. Look, that's your job. We're the only ones out there that don't have dog in the fight. We don't care who wins. We don't care who loses. We just want to keep the game fair. We want to keep the game safe. And something like that happens, anything out of the ordinary, hey, just let me know. All right. On the ejection reports, if you have and I'll probably send it out this week, because again, now we're getting into conference, the meat of the conference season, gonna start now this week, next week, and it's gonna be, the emotions are high, other things, hey, within 24 hours, that particular game pertains to what? Monday through Thursday. On Friday, you should do the report within 24 hours, but they consider that on Monday. And it's report 1, and everybody say it's case sensitive as far as capital report. I mean, as far as how you type it in there, and it's pretty much the drop down bar, school, the level, junior varsity, and everything else, assistant coach who's a officials doing the ejection, all that stuff. What we don't want to do is that, hey, we want to make sure that, hey, that's what happened. You don't know the difference between a disqualification and ejection. That night, I want you to make sure you get the troublemaker, whoever it may be, out of your game. Okay. Hey, you can get that's handled by the state. There's nothing they can do. They want to pin you up. No one comes into the locker room to assess that. Once the locker room, we have it. The first person's there. The only people authorized to be in that locker room is the officials. Okay. No kids, no coach. Can I come in? They need to get all that stuff before they get in there. When they get in there, so we got administrators that want to come in. What was that? Was that a DQ? And hey, sir, ma'am, hey, or supervisor, we will get that. Hey, they will remove the problem from the game. Normally, there's one act to get you out of the game. That's an ejection. If it's one act, more than one, it could be both. It could be an ejection still, but if it's one act, it's automatic. It's going to be an ejection, right? Profanity is not a disqualification. I've went through that football season and had profanity is not a disqualification. Profanity is an ejection. Okay, that's so don't say the person used profanity and DQ. I mean, you can just call it unsporting, incidental. You do something else. But once you use the word profanity, that is a ejection. All right. So again, you can, like I say, some people have a high tolerance because that's some different culture, and that they okay to do that. Racial slurs, that all that. It's not. Again, it's amazing what goes on in school on a day-to-day basis. And I got a lot of educators on this call. You work in the school system, you know. Again, you write the report up. Don't say, hey, you got a taunting technical. Don't say he was taunting, coach. And that's why you got to, if you say the word taunting is an ejection. If he's doing something, hey, that was unsporting conduct. What did he do? He flagged self that he made it, he did 3-pointer, he did something. They stand over people, hey, you can see just like a lot of people seeing TV, Ted, hey, walk away, get them out of there. Hey, coach, help me. You can do it. Again, once something started happening, we got to do something about it. Okay? I talked to somebody today. I talked to officials today about, hey, when things happen, guys, especially when an incident happened, we're going to go over that, like mass confrontation or something like that. Hey, be wary of those that come off the bench when it's on altercation. All that happens in someone's, not really that division line. It happens in someone's front court. That team, that video, we're going to have that team. It's the other team that we don't. Okay, so you do your pregame. We had an incident during December. All 3 officials, as a fit, got down to the place. Again, we kind of watched. It was all in the front court of one team. The other team had some people come out. Again, it's a video. There's tape every single game that you. It's video. The National Federation High School Network. They do both JV and varsity. Some schools record every game. All right, and I will tell you, we got some officials that are sitting out this year, veteran officials. They have that. They watch those games. They give me some feedback. I go to the games. Sometimes I can sit back and I can play them back. You guys put some good stuff out there on tape. If I'm to your game or an observer to the game, but we want you to do your game the right way. Give it the same attention. No more, no less. We want you to do that game. When we come over there, we want that observer, as the supervisor, I'm setting you up for success. Remember, why did you got on that game because I signed you. Okay, you accepted it. I want you to treat that game just like that's the big game. You got not just that week, that year, but that's the only game you got that day. So when I come in there and tell you something, it's not, I was at the game the other day and I just told Drew as a whole, he just need to flush that. It was just, but I'm gonna give him some feedback. You know what they need to work on. Gotta have short-term memory on something. Okay. Again, as they come out, when we start coming out, I'm start looking for the postseason, some other things. Everybody should be trying to get better. Let's do better on when you get a game, if you, on that mobile site, Auburn, if you accept your game on the mobile site, if you accept it, make sure it's accepted. Don't be quick to accept it and let it go, because if you do, it's notified. Several people have told me, because after 3 days, on the third day, 72 hours, you haven't accepted it. You get if you decline the game. Then you'll ask, like, hey, you tell me, Earl, I thought I accepted the game. No, you accepted, but when you got out too quick, it didn't take. Don't have that much problem with the full site, but have a lot of problem with that with the Arbiter, with the mobile site. Now, another thing happened with the mobile site is like with the checks. Now, for some reason, some of you got your zip code in the Arbiter. However, when I print out your pay sheet, things like that, it doesn't come out. Okay, I don't working with Arbiter on that. See what the problem is with that. The other thing is, I'll send out something how you can go check your pay sheets. Like a couple of people, when you move your address now, or you change the email address sometimes. And of course, if I send you an email, sometimes it'll forward that. But if you move, we have somebody close this past week. Hey, just make sure you update that. Just shoot me a note. Hey, I've got it. So I'll make sure when I look at it, I can't go and change your person on your profile, but at least I'm aware. Look, this way you want your mail to come to. Some of you feel like you forwarding address and no problem. If you're moving, just make sure you let me know. Okay? Still working on the schools that I pay, trying to get that linked up where they can pay it through the Arbiter. Probably won't be, hopefully, I don't know about this pay period, but hopefully we get to the final pay period, that'll be the case. It was a couple plays that some people had asked me about that happened in their games. I mean, that'll just give you a ruling on that. Anybody got anything for the good or the well? First of all, anybody got any questions? Looking at 7:51. Anybody have any questions? Comments? Okay. All right. Is Mr. McCray on the phone? Is he on the call? Okay. Any Mike Cornell, Jason Graham, anybody got anything that we normally had these local clinic areas where we call it satellite clinic areas. People they still contact those individuals. Anybody got any particular play, anything? What I'm going to do is, for those that are new to association, things we do for us on the sideline. You're on the sideline, we bounce the ball. We on the end lines. Hey, when we stand in the front court, we hand it. Going out, we bounce. Some of the things that association. And for the on the two-person mechanic, we do, so like when we administer the free throw, we stay table side. Because again, we go to 3-person, we're always table side, trying to keep up that consistency. I know some people said in the 2-person manual, they'll say, well, it says the U1 and the home has the home, but it says the bench. And I'm going to make that recommendation to whoever the NFHS was there. And the 3-person, they'll tell you what team you have. But in the 2-person, it just has referee is in front of the visitor's bench. It doesn't say he has a team. But again, we're going to have some kind of a better coverage if we have math confrontation. We have that. We might kind of go through that. I'm going to have Saturday, maybe not this Saturday, following Saturday, those a volunteer. It's just optional. I mean, if you want to come, we're going to have some things because we go to games. I was at a game the other day, and every time out, the crews they got together. I mean, in first half, second half, it didn't matter. And we need to know, you need to know where to stand. You need to know what you're looking for. Hey, the uniform violations. There's a lot of uniform violations. And we just working in a state that, hey, our supervisor is focused on that. He's focused on it. It's a point of emphasis for him. It's a point of emphasis for me. It's a point of emphasis for you. Okay, so I'm gonna go get those uniform violations, and we're gonna just have to address. They can't. We direct them out of game. That proceed. Anyone have anything for the good of the group? Again, I'm gonna tonight. I would ask that once before you retire for the evening, you look check. You retire early. That's good. You can silence those notifications. So you get a notification 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So that bothers you or somebody in your household, you need to silence that notification. All right. I'm gonna send those assignments out. And now what I'll do is that I may have somebody working on Saturday and Monday, but obviously if I got you at Red Springs, you're gonna have to, it's gonna do something. So I appreciate Anthony you saying that. I'm gonna text the AD here. And Anthony, are they gonna start at the same time? It's just gonna be the same time, but different day, right?
I think so. Yes.
Okay. All right. Now I'll verify that. But again, guys, let's continue what we're doing. Hey, stay safe. All right. Some people always wear the mask no matter what. You got to wear your gaiter, you there. But when you're in close proximity, again, as soon as now, three of you gonna get a text. Whoever worked this game, the guy just sent me the email to you. Hey, because some things you could be asymptomatic. The person that came up positive may be asymptomatic as well. Didn't show any symptoms, but someone told them. We got some medical people probably on this call here. I mean, if you're in quarantine, it's the honor system. I mean, one guy some of you want to stay on the game. Well, here's the dilemma. The longer you stay on the game waiting for your results, you come back positive, and that gives the next person what? Very little time to do that. But I'm all for it because I know that game has changed. You lose that game. Some of you have made arrangements and everything else to work on that particular thing, and you don't get to work. And that this is it's nothing like, I thought last year was tough. I mean, last week was probably one of the toughest weeks I've had. And just dealing with some of these issues, not necessarily the changes, getting information. I mean, it bothers me that someone won't call and knowing what this new variant is doing, how highly contagious it is today. Good news don't get better in time. Bad news will get better in time. And then somebody say, because of the officials, we caused them to this. And if we weren't out there fishing, they wouldn't be playing. But I like to say that's unfortunate. But I'll deal with it. Anything in the chat group? Anything in there, John? I need to.
Alfred Davis has a question.
Okay.
Hey, Earl, I had a situation in my game with my partner. Just wanted to get some clarification. He was bouncing the ball in the front court on the sideline, instead of handing, and he was saying that he thought we were back in the COVID protocol. What is the official thing? Are we handing the ball in the front court or bouncing it because of COVID?
And what we're doing is we go sideline, we bounce it, right? All the time.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna bounce it to them, and then the front court on the sideline, and on the end line.
Yeah.
In the end line, staying, we hand it. If we at the end line, we going out, we bounce. The
Yeah,
only time you're gonna hand it to them, is when you stand in the front court.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's
Yeah.
what I thought. I didn't know. I didn't think that was changed.
I'm gonna share one thing to you, but I'm glad you said that, guys. You communicate with your partner. Remember that one of the best calls I got at the end of my week Friday night was from an official that said someone, the referee in that game. It could be anybody on there. that, hey, he spoke to him in a manner, he tightened him up, basically. He set him straight, and the official appreciated it. He said he became a better official that night. Because again, guys, sometimes love comes in a lot of different ways. Okay. Sometimes it was probably what he got. I haven't talked to the referee or anything, but the other told me, he said, I'm gonna send him a text message, but he needed that. Sometimes we need that in the game. After the game, look, somebody's telling you something. They're telling you that not because they think they know more than you. It's like Alfred just asked that question. You guys, look. So again, don't think when somebody's doing it, hey, let's not try to show each other up on the court and do something. But again, because you're a crew, one person. I mean, those of you that are coming on the varsity, people like that, people worry more about who their partner is versus where they're going. I'm just telling you that. Because again, the experience is going to be hard enough from the coaches, players, the spectators that have to go deal with someone on the same, we're supposed to be on the same team. All right. Because trust me, that there's no way that the referee is going to get a C, the U1 is going to get an A, and the other going to get an F. They're all going to get an F. They're going to say that, hey, all of them's bad. So, I mean, again, so just kind of work with each other and listen to, be receptive. You don't have to agree. Look, this is the way we're going to do it tonight. This is the way we're going to do it tonight. This way. But again, hopefully someone there has a mechanics manual, something when you go into the halftime. This is exactly what I tell the ADs. I say, do your coaches and do your teams make adjustments at the half? Well, yeah, all the time. Okay, well, what difference? You don't think we do too? Because we get in and talk about that on that particular play. You saw that. We might walk by and say, look, catalog that play. The thing is that we want to get better as the game goes on too. Okay. Again, but it was refreshing to hear someone say that, hey, someone got initially in their face and just told them things. Later on, he appreciated it. He said, you know what? It was right. Well, hey, it's not time to have a, hey, okay, you do it your way, I do it my way. No, we're gonna do it that way. And again, and when you're the referee, hey, you got to massage all of the work with the coach and communicate, but also communicate with the team. All right. There is some other things that but I'm gonna do changes. Hey, there's time to shoot you a text message or a phone call sometime. Hey, I'll do it with the phone. Again, from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Hey, if you can text versus call, please do. Email versus call. Because the phone, the schools, I try to tell them to make a decision by 2 o'clock. I'm going to say 4, but hey, because I don't want you to leave and do something in and out and things like that. Because this is hard for everybody. It's not just hard for the officials. It's hard for the schools too. You don't know the girls, are they going to play? They're not going to play. What are they going to do? Some teams starting certain hours. I got some questions now I need to be answered. So I'll be on the phone first thing in the morning trying to verify different things. And like I say, I try to get that to you as quick as I can. All right. Now I'll get back to you, on the daytime. This is again.
Errol,
Yes.
I
Yes.
have a question in the chat that says, with respect to game cancellations, if the AD contacts you, are they good with that as a cancellation rather than having to show up? Or do they need to wait for you to put it as a cancel?
No. If the AD calls you, someone will do that. Someone will do that because they know how hard it. Because all the ADs calling me at the same time. I got one on. Hey, I'm there until the other one put on hold. I have 4 of them trying to call at the same time. They're trying to be cut off like that because they don't want to pay the chef. They call you because they got your number off the arbiter. Just make sure you get a name. Because what they'll do is that they'll call, hey, I think the game, we're not sure yet. Then you don't go. Then they're going to call me back and say, hey, I didn't get the name of whoever calls you. But again, if you receive anything from the school, some of you guys have great relationships with the school. You've been out there. Like Anthony just said about Red Springs. Mike tells me about when I come to Columbus Council. Pete Jones had told me before. A lot of times they read the local newspaper. But when AD sends me that schedule, that's what I put in. I try to read the papers of, Dayton County Journal, the Whiteville paper, the Robinson, the Paladin. I do that to get some information about some of the games. But if a school contacts you, that's just like, hey, look, let's get a name. They got your number off the arbiter. So they know you were coming. So you can take that, that's an official. But you can always shoot me and say, this is what it is. And sometimes they'd rather call you, call me. They've done that. Now, if they call you to change the time of a game, then you need to say, look, you need to call the supervisor. Because that's exactly what they do. The reason they don't want to do that. Hey, the game, the arbiter says, you know what the arbiter says because you have it. They'll tell you. Arbiter says 4:30, but we want to start at 4 o'clock. I mean, and you may not be able to get there at 4 o'clock. But if you, but so in all cases, just let me know. And I normally, when they ask me, I normally ask you. Those that know who have received that, I normally send you a text. Hey, the school wants, and that's what we did at East Columbus. Hey, with Willie Cooper, Mike Lachlan, and Abraham Hunt the other day. They asked, can we start at 5:45? Because they would ask me, I'm not going. I didn't think I was going. I ended up going that night. But hey, so again, I normally ask you, and you don't have to say yes. And some of you ask the right question. If I can't, am I going to get taken off the game? So, I mean, it's never gonna be the case. I mean, because they gave me that time. I mean, and I don't really ask why. If you can do it, we do it. And again, and for the most part, it works good. It works good. Like I say, again, we wanted them to give us the same respect that we give them. Now, Roscoe, you had something there about where you leave from the address. You can put wherever you're going to be going. Right now, I would ask that you have your stuff with you. It's times you leave without it. And if I call you, say anything between 4 after 3:30, I'm not calling the chat. I'm calling to see if you can go somewhere. Some of y'all know that already because I call you or small say, all right, where to? Where you want me to go? Because you know what's coming. Again, but if you're leaving from, what I see is wherever you're gonna go, if you're gonna be coming from your house, if you're gonna go, some people live one place and work in a whole nother city.
No, I was just asking because, because I work at Fort Bragg and then I live in Graves Creek. That's what I was asking.
Right, because it helps now. And let's say, and I'm glad he brought it. Now, Graves Creek, now again, Roscoe gonna show closer to Whiteville. He gonna show closer to places. Guys, what I do is that sometimes that mileage, it may be wrong. Because I say, where I live and where it's got 0 miles. Hey, it's not 0, but it's within that zip code. But trust me, it's still closer than someone that lives somewhere else. And that's why I do that. But again, I'm glad you reminded me that, Roscoe. Again, in those kind of things, guys, we just need to talk. Hey, I'm coming from Fort Bragg. Here, look, even though it says, look, my ride home from the school might be a little closer. I'm going there. Hey, this is what it's going to be. It's a difference, guys. Like I say, again, I try to, as much as I can, keep people close because, like, hey, we're not quite out of this. The numbers are still high. We can call it inflation or whatever the case may be. It's dark, it's get cold. Right now, people, we can't, you got in and you in that heat, run up down the hot gym, then you come outside and then it's cold. I mean, I don't want people to be sick. Like, again, all they want to play the game. So again, but I look at all those things. Trying to get people to get the right stuff and the system. I mean, sometimes ADs, and like I say, they have this much. I mean, I'm trying to keep the phone.
John.
Yes, go ahead, John. Yeah, Roscoe, I was there last week. I was there this week. I know exactly what you're talking about. I was there for 3 days. And I do agree. So,
Hey, this is Greg. Hi.
yeah, Greg.
Hey, how you doing, bro? I have a question. I want you to rectify and tell us the groups or the officials about what they need to do if officials don't show up to the game. Let them know for everybody to be on the same page. If officials don't show up to the game, you're there, but your partner's not there.
Right.
Tell them what they need to do.
Right. You need to call me. Again, it is my responsibility to have 2 officials at least to every game. We cannot start a varsity game with 2 officials. Okay. That's what the NCHSA member school, right? You call me, the principal, the AD, look, we need to start the game now. Hey, I'm not authorized. They call me, I'll take that on. They don't like my answer. hey, they don't want to wait the 30 minutes or whatever the case, how soon I get someone there. Like I say, in that case, that night, when I got the word and then that happened, guess what? That's why I went. I went to East Columbus. Got there, talked to the official, look, talked to the principal, talked to the eight, look, we're not gonna do that. They say, look here, we no longer want to be the service of Southeastern, more power to them. I'm not gonna do that. Because I tell you what, time something happens, exactly what that principal said, hey, look, you didn't tell them so. We know you want to stay on time. Guess what? We get to school, when y'all doing y'all announcements and doing anything else, we want to start on time. That's what I tell them. Game starts at 4:30. I want to start that game within a minute. 4:30, before it hit the 4:31, I want that ball in the air. But also, something happens. In that case, again, on December 18th, at 6 o'clock, we had a championship girls game. The official that was going to be the referee of that game got rear-ended. Just barely left his neighborhood. Wasn't 2 miles out the road. At a stop sign, got hit. Things like that happen. What was fortunate, we had people there. It was transparent because when he got there, I just kind of, hey, asked the one individual that was there. He had worked one game earlier. I said, you have yourself with you? He said, yes. See, you got the 6 o'clock game. And that's why I say, if your partner is not there, you're supposed to take the court 15 minutes prior. Over a 4:30 game, you should be on the court at 4:15. At about 4:10, you haven't heard from your partner at all. Obviously, then you call me. I will start making arrangements to get someone that's there. I will run that person down. I can't get them. That means I need to. I can give you all the all the authority. You have the authority to do this or do that, but the responsibility lies with me. Go. So that's how it's going to work. And if I would have gotten somebody as quick as, I would tell you, I guess, because every time I call somebody, if I'm late or somebody else late, what? Hey man, I'm right around the block. Be there in 5 minutes. That's a long 5 minutes. So again, I'm gonna say, look, we'll start at 4:45, and it works so much better when I call school and talk to whoever. Say, look, hey, the official will be there about 4:45. We can start the game by 4:50. I don't tell them, hey, he was in an accident, he got caught in traffic. They hear it all the time. No matter what it is, we can talk about that later. That's why I showed up there that night to East Columbus. And I talked to the principal that night because that was on me. Official didn't show up. Hey, I got it. Whatever again, but that's the thing to do. You call the supervisor. No matter what time you get there, don't start the game with one official. You call me. Again, that's why I say I don't need those other phone calls. When I do that, hey, need to talk to you now. Hey, that's why I have to be before. But once the game gets started, once everything is closed, I can have a conversation. I've learned can't have a meeting that time. Can't have a Zoom call during that time. Because again, something happens, I need to be accessible to answer the phone to get possibly. That's why I say, and you have and again, and if you go out to your game, if you're on a JV game, you can look at the master calendar and see if there's a varsity game to follow. There's somebody else behind you. You don't know who it is. But again, I didn't even get a chance to talk to. I talked to one of the varsity officials, and he said, coordinate with him because I knew him and I had a conversation. The other guys, no time, you come early, you got a JV game in front, you can go there sometime, help the JV guys out, and take the crew out. But don't ever be sitting in the stands waiting for your varsity game and you see one guy on the court. Right? You don't do that because, like I say, that shouldn't be the case. The only way you're gonna not finish your game, I don't think anybody's here. It happened. The only way you don't finish the game is you get hurt. That's it. I've asked ADs, hey, ask your coach if they ever seen somebody come in and say, okay, just to move somebody off the game. No, the only way. So that's why I tell them about paying. They get there, pay the officials. They're not gonna. You never have to officials leave. I mean, we throw everybody out the gym, then we leave. That's why you leave early. So again, that's good. Good question, Greg. I mean, but hey, no incidents. Hey, look, you can't find a supervisor. Look, hey, you're not gonna do it. We don't play till that happens. It's not worth it.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Anyone else for the good of the group? Let's go.
If you're
Yes,
on the
yes, you're
phone,
right.
just make sure you stay on where I can get your name for the thing. And I know some of you reached out, but if you're curious of what you need, if clinics you missed and which one you need to see, you can email me and I'll send it to you quickly. I mean, I've sent it to everyone who's got it. I have a list and it's with me all the time. So I will do the best I'll get with you as quick as I can.
All right, hey, going once. Going twice. John, you say you need them to stay if they got a phone number, right?
If they got a phone number, unless your name's Greg House, I need you to stay with me. If you didn't fill out the attendance sheet, you need to stay on if you need me to do it.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Look here. Let's have a great week. Hey, keep Auburn updated. Looking forward to this. Hey, so some of you are gonna be I guess you might have a short week because some are gonna observe the holiday both on Friday. Update the blocks for both Friday and Monday. Let's say that on Monday is at 9 a.m. game. And like I say, the game's going out for Friday, probably within next. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Hey, thank you.
Later, Earl.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the message there, Anthony. I got it.
Hey, Earl,
Thanks.
Sure.
No problem.
hey, are you tracking the Lumberton AD about they have a situation with the pay?
No, well, yeah, no. Thank you. I am now. Yeah, I am now. Thank you.
Well, yeah, he said that he spoke with you and then you know that they was having issues as far as getting the payout. So yeah, I appreciate you give him a call.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks. Hey, Leroy, I appreciate that. I really do. Because he says every paper.
All right, man.
All right, thanks.
Hey,
All right, Wedford, I have you.
Okay.
John,
Reggie,
you
I
got me,
have
John?
you. Larry Morrissey,
House,
I have
got me?
you. Greg House, I have you.
Joseph Higgins.
Greg High. Greg High.
And Joe.
Hold
Joe
on.
Higgins.
Hold on. Y'all do it go quick for me.
John Owens, Ernie Fisher, when you get a chance.
I got you, Ernie.
Paul Brandon.
Paul, I got you already.
You got me. You got me. You got
I'm
me.
looking. I'm looking,
okay.
Joe. Yeah, I got you. Higgins.
Amanda Barber.
Amanda Barber, hold on.
Dwayne McCormick.
Nate.
Snake, I got you. Dwayne McCormick, I got you.
Clay
All right.
Parker. Clay Parker.
I got Clay.
Brand.
Anthony Linyard.
Anthony who?
Linyard.
I got you, Anthony.
Dennis Wallace.
Daryl Ferguson.
Daryl Ferguson, I got you. Davis Wallace, I got you.
Hey, Dickie Walters.
Dickie Walters, I got you.
Hey, John, hold on for a second. John.
Yep.
John. Everybody stop. Hey, Ernie. Is Ernie still here? Ernie, did he go? Okay. I'm gonna send something out because I didn't see this text. He starts his Parks and Rec. Okay, let's go ahead and continue.
John, you got me, Brian Skipper.
Yes, sir.
John, I need to call you once you get through and just and kind of go over with you what we were discussing previously, if that's all right with you.
Well, yeah, that's fine, but I think that conversation is probably gonna get sent to Errol quickly.
Well, that's
Because
okay. I mean, I can talk.
I can't
about it.
answer some of those questions.
All right.
Hey,
All
John,
right,
this
okay.
is Kelvin Williamson. You got me.
Kelvin, let me
Thank-
check. You're welcome. Kelvin, I have you.
Thanks, man.
Hey,
Appreciate
John,
it.
how about Marion Salters?
Herschel French.
Hold on, Herschel. Marion who?
All right.
Walt Salters.
All right, hold on. I did not have you, but I'll put you in now.
I'm done.
Herschel, I have you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Everybody came on crying.
Anybody else I need to check?
Make sure you got Mandela Barber.
Amanda,
Mandela Barber.
hold on.
What's in my bag?
I don't. What's your last name one more time?
Barber, B-A-R-B-E-R.
Thank you.
Chris Leggett.
Rodney Bowden.
What's in my bag?
Chris Leggett, I'm pretty sure. I'll check you right fast, but I'm pretty sure I got you. I got you, Chris.
You got Steve Horn.
Steve Horn, I don't have you. I had Steve Horn riding. So hold on, let me get you.
Rodney Bowden.
So that's Horn, Horne.
I got you, Steve. Rodney,
All right.
what? Rodney who?
Rodney Bowden.